Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Rambling Road. We are back for 2 because we're that good. With me today is my co-host, Jacob,
Hello.
and our other co-host who's finally back, Joe.
Hey, me.
Him.
Me.
And don't forget Craig.
Oh yeah, and Craig, our Mongolian friend. Hi, Craig.
Hi, Craig.
No, he's just shy.
Yeah.
The only time he ever talks is when I get him to join the chat and just get his robotic thing saying like recording starting, and then he just starts counting down. It's the only time Craig speaks.
Yeah, he's not a very talkative guy, Craig.
No.
He's had a very traumatic life. When he was a wee lad, he was spoken to once and he had a panic attack and almost died.
I love how we're just creating this backstory for a little chatbot that just records the conversation.
Don't be
Well,
so
why
harsh.
not?
That's why Craig doesn't talk. People always going around calling him a bot. He's a real human. He's just not very
It's real to Finley.
physical. He's real to me. Good old Craig. Today we have a very important question for the Joe.
Yep.
Joe, hypothetically speaking, if you were to work, where would it be?
Obviously, this is based off last week's sort of main debate between me and Finley on the last episode. Obviously, you can do because you haven't worked before, but where would you work hypothetically?
Hypothetically, well, I don't really like the sound of working in catering because you either have to cook something or you have to interact with people, which I'm shit at, or you have to be pot wash, in which case you are scum of the earth, and no, just no.
To all our pot washers watching, he's right, you know.
Yeah. But then again, working in retail, again, you either have to deal with people or just shift around a shit ton of stuff and then get nothing from it because it all gets rearranged by the people that randomly come along and go, oh, I'll have this. Pull the thing from the very back out and spill everything onto the floor because of course they do.
And leave it there.
And leave it there because, yeah, if you are that person, a fuck are you?
They are bad.
To that person in particular, I'm talking directly to you.
I'm sure they're listening.
You're getting executed the second I take power.
And how do you plan to take power, Finley?
Simples. I get a boat and I drive boat into Houses of Parliament. I'm going to 9/11 a boat into Parliament somehow.
Jesus.
I mean, someone 9/11'd a train into a train station once, which is great. And the solution for you walk in the station, there's a train there. How are we going to get this? I know. Let's lower it into the basement and just cover up the hole. And that's what they did.
Well, if it works, it works.
Now you know.
The more you know, and knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
So going sort of back to the question, Joe, what would your dream job be in the future?
Oh, somewhere where I don't have to, probably, at uni I'd like to go and study engineering, so some form of job with engineering involved in it, because any job involving engineering apparently increases the amount you're paid by, so that sounds fun. And then preferably one where I'm just sort of just doing something that I enjoy, like designing airplanes or designing tanks sounds fun, actually.
So would you prefer to do it with like a large group of people or a small group of people?
Small group of people, because the less people you have to deal with, the more you can actually get to know, rely, and work with other people that more tightly, closely, because then you basically learn each other's strengths, you figure out what you're each good at, and you work off that. And
So the dream is your accuracy international, but for tanks.
or planes.
Yeah, you're three guys in a shed making tanks or planes.
Yes.
Like all good things should be made.
What's the gun called? Was it the L96A1?
Yeah, or for you who play CS, we're on about the AWP.
Yeah. It was designed by 3 people in a shed, fun fact, in England. And they sent people around to check when they won the contract, and just to make sure that it wasn't 3 people in the shed. So what they did was they rented a warehouse, put all the guns out in various states of building, and told the people that came to see them, oh, they've just popped out for lunch.
And now you know. That's the catchphrase of this podcast now.
And now you
know. So, Joe, obviously you weren't here last week. You were on holiday. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I went to Wales, South Wales, Brecon Beacons, big hills, big fuck-off hills. A lot of walking. Some waterfalls, they were nice, although there was recently something shortly after I went there saying, oh, you shouldn't have gone there, no way to socially distance, and you're all going to get COVID if you go there.
Fun.
So does that mean we can name the episode Joe Might Have COVID?
No, this episode, Joe dies at waterfall.
Yes, we can.
Joe catches deadly disease on holiday.
Yeah, it was like this It was like this valley, and you walked to it from this car park. Except that car park was full. It filled up like within the first 10 minutes of it being opened, or something ridiculous. It was a new record for how fast it filled up because of the amount of people trying to go there on this one day. So we parked a little bit further away, walked to that car park, which was a mile, and then proceeded to do a 5.5 mile walk from there. No, a 6 mile walk. 5 mile walk from there. So it was 7 miles in total, I think.
Yeah, mile there, 5 mile walk, mile back.
Yeah, and then, basically what it involved was you went around this loop, and at various points on the loop, you could go down a set of steps, and then you could go and see a waterfall. And the first one, which is the really famous one, you can walk behind it, which I did, but there's barely any space there, and there were at least 100 people there. Like, not joking, there were loads of people there. And
social distancing at its finest.
Yeah. And coming back up the stairs was a pain, especially since I kept having to stop because I'm not in the best of shape, but my parents aren't in better shape. They're a bit worse, so we did keep having to stop. And plus, we were being hauled up by 4 spaniels, which is also fun. So you had to, yeah. So that was the first waterfall, and then the second and third were on the same path. And my parents had decided at this point they weren't going to go down there, so I went down there, got to have some alone time, took some photos of the waterfalls, and then when it came to the fourth one, we just decided we're not doing it. It's starting to rain. It's going to be slippy going down. It's going to be even slippier going up. And so we went back, and the way back was alongside the river, up and down a load of stones that were now soaking wet and completely smooth. So that made it very fun, very interesting, very...
Did you fall over?
I didn't.
Did you see someone fall over?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone did. I think my dad slipped once when we were walking along because he was being towed by a dog.
Joe, you're inconsiderate. We could have called this episode Joe Falls and Dies.
Sorry, guys. Should have taken the hit for the team. Should have done it.
Like, I think we were kind of lucky last week with the title. We managed to actually get a decent, crazy title. I think we might struggle a bit this week.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit even more far-fetched.
We've gone from woman sets coat on fire to Joe may die at waterfall.
Joe slips.
Joe had a tumble. Episode 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, it was fairly quiet. Got a new pair of shoes. That's sort of hybrid between smart shoes and trainer shoes. So they're nice.
What type of a place did you stay in?
Oh, it was a self-catering cottage. So It was 2-bedroom. It was an upside down house, sort of, because all the bedrooms were on the same floor as the dining room, kitchen, and lounge, like front, like sitting room thing. And then downstairs you had the bathroom and the utility room. So it was kind of a, but you also accessed the house from the top floor as well. There was, and the back door, as it would technically be, it was actually the bottom door, which was just weird. Because the front
I think
door
I've been in something similar once.
Yeah.
It's really fun because my uncle was with us, who's in a wheelchair, and we're all on the floor, like the ground floor. He's downstairs for some reason. So every time he wanted to get food, I think we had to open the back door, put the ramp there so he could get out, and then put the ramp in through the front door, because the downstairs bedrooms were the only ones that you could actually fit the wheelchair in.
Well, when I went to Croatia, where I met, well, I was in the same airport as Idris Elba. I looked directly at him, just
Gave him a kiss.
just a subtle flex. We had this villa that you would open the front door, and the front door basically led to like the middle of the stairs. Like it was just a really big step, and you would go up like 3 more stairs, and there were like the 3 bedrooms. And then if you went down the stairs, it would be like the whole downstairs area. So you literally open the door into stairs. The stairs were just right there. Nice. It was a very weird building.
Speaking of meeting celebrities, I met someone that is a celebrity, but neither of you have heard of. A guy named John McGuinness. He's the person with the second most Isle of Man Tourist Trophy wins of the proper trophy thing. Only after Joey Dunlop, who is arguably one of the more famous motorbike riders for that. And
did you speak to him?
Yeah. Had my photo taken with him. He signed a t-shirt. Yeah.
Well, you better send a photo across.
I'll
got
see
a photo
if
of this celebrity and you haven't
I'll see if I can find it. It will probably take me a while because it was a little while ago. Anyway, I'll do that after the podcast.
Yeah.
After we finish recording.
Speaking of celebrities, I've met none. My dad met the Queen, which was fun.
Wait, what?
Wait,
yeah, because my uncle was, like, the one in the wheelchair was head of IT at the fire service for like 50 years. And he got invited to like the Queen's tea party for one of her birthdays. And I think one of the like old princes, because it was like a group of people in wheelchairs, and he walked up to my uncle. He says, "Be a hell of a race, wouldn't it?"
Well, you just remind me of something. I don't know if you were there, Finn. You might have been. Yeah, when one of the managers at where I work, I know he's listening. He was talking to another manager about this guy that he answers the calls of spam callers. This YouTuber called Jim, right? And he was speaking about it, and I was listening because I was tidying a bit next to him. And guess what came up in my YouTube recommendation when I got home?
That guy?
That guy. And I was like, I've never searched anything related to this, and literally an hour and a bit after I overheard that conversation, it's now in my YouTube recommended bit.
They're spying on you.
They are listening in. So yeah, that was a bit weird. That was.
Found the photo, by the way.
Oh, cool. Just send it across. I'll have a look.
Yeah.
We're sorry, podcast listeners.
Yeah,
but
you can't see any of this. This is just for us only.
Yeah, it's for these two. Sorry.
He looks very chuffed.
You look very happy with yourself, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was nice to meet him. Nice guy. Yeah.
Right.
I think I disconnected for a second then.
See, this is the great quality of the production of this show.
Yeah. Dodgy internet connections, dodgy mic connections, and
dodgy computers, dodgy computers not working.
Dodgy people running it.
Yeah, luckily I've got my good headphones this week. because I had to use my old ones last week because I put my current headphones in the wash.
Your AirPods.
Yeah, well, it was an accident because I got on home from work and my headphones were in my trouser pocket, and I already had one of them in my ear whilst I was just walking around the house, and the other ones was in the case in the pocket. And what I ended up doing is because I had it in my ear, I just thought that I'd put them on the side. So I had put all my clothes in the wash and didn't even notice that my case and the other AirPod was missing until we got it out the wash. And then, luckily they're still working.
Yeah, luckily.
Okay.
Would have been a fairly expensive mistake.
Yes, it would have been. It would have been a shame if they actually broke it.
I'm lucky because the only thing that I tend to leave in my pockets are either handkerchiefs or that little pouch that I have for my guitar picks.
Yes, because the thing is I thought, I'll get AirPods because I always break my wired headphones. I'm like, oh, these are gonna last me years. And knowing me, 6 months into having them, I'll put them in the wash and they'll break.
Yeah.
But
they're
luckily
working again.
Yes, they're fine at the moment. I put them in some rice and they were fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just disconnect my mic for a minute. I think I may have to swap because the wire appears to be dead. So have a conversation about something else. I will be back.
Okay.
This bit might not actually make it into the final episode. We'll have to see.
Oh, it's fine. Just put it in. It'll be fine.
Depends how good our little ramble here goes.
Just be professionally unprofessional.
Should I run through the analytics of last episode?
Go for it.
Where is it?
What, you don't have it ready?
No, I wasn't really expecting this to happen, but we can play a bit of a game. You can guess what the numbers are. Right.
Have we actually had any downloads?
Oh yeah. Because I've got it. I can get it from okay, so guess how many starts we've had. So this is people just clicking on the episode.
20.
You're close. We've had 21 altogether, but we've only had 14 on the first episode. Then guess how many streams, which was 60 seconds or more.
10.
6. But we had.
I was one of them.
We had 9 listeners. So that means that's to measure the number of unique Spotify users who started an episode in your catalogue.
I mean, one of them was me.
One of them was me.
Yeah, and then we've got a 100% male audience.
Yeah.
But here's the age one. We've got between 17 and 23, it is 67%. Then 27 to 35 is 17%. And then above 44 is 17% as well.
Huh.
To our 44-year-old
listeners.
Hi,
Thank you.
how are you? I can now plug today the message of our podcast. Well, there's your problem. Which is also a very good podcast.
Finley, you're not supposed to be plugging things. We don't have any sponsors.
We can only plug other people's podcasts if they pay us.
Oh,
Finley, shouldn't have done that.
Oh wow.
We don't give away free promotion.
Yeah, we can't give away free
free real
adverts
estate
to so that us 9 listeners can hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to
They
be
don't
getting
need our help.
big bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need to have 500 average weekly listeners to get monetized.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but oh well.
Well, hopefully. Yeah. Could you imagine,
depends.
in 10 years' time, we're still doing this podcast? It's like, remember when we said we wouldn't get monetized?
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 971.
Welcome to our 1000th special. Just in the nursing home doing it.
I remember when I was young.
Remember when we first started it?
Yes. I wasn't there for the first episode.
Oh yeah, we have to bring that up like every time. It's Joe. We'd be like, it's episode 98, but episode 97 for Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is time to ask the actual question of today's podcast, which in our notes is called Then Death Row Nom Noms.
Nom noms.
Nom nom.
I will elaborate on this question. If you were on death row, what would your final meal be? And that will be like a drink, a starter, and a dessert. And of course, the actual food.
So who's going first?
Insert.
I'll take that as me then. I'll take that as me.
Go on.
All right, okay.
Just
so
insert
drink,
tumbleweed noise.
Yeah, so for drink, I'm just going to go pretty basic. I'm going for a Pepsi Max with ice. Because I don't think you can beat a nice, refreshing Pepsi. And just a bit of ice.
I'd say without
cool.
ice. If you have it without ice, but refrigerated, because if you have it without the ice, then you get more drink.
Yeah, he makes it.
Yeah, I suppose. But I want ice in mine.
Fair enough, it is your last meal.
Okay, and
You've
then...
not got long to live.
Yeah, and then, for my starter, right, some people like to have their meals sort of like connect and sort of link on each other, but no, I'm just going all over the place. So for starter, I'm having, from Domino's, I'm having their garlic bread pizza thing, the cheesy garlic bread pizza, because it is so nice.
I vibe with that.
You used to sometimes order those to the sixth form as your lunch.
Oh yeah, we'd always get a Domino's, wouldn't we, on a Wednesday?
Yeah, but we'd order something, and you'd have the cheesy garlic bread pizza as your lunch.
Yeah, because it's really nice. And when we went round
Yes,
yours
but that's
the other time,
all
we could
you
have a
have.
pizza. No, I had some other stuff as well.
Yeah,
how
you
you
get like
you're
really
sneaking
nice.
other food.
But it is nice though. You can't
Yeah,
you can't like it's really nice.
Yeah.
And then for mains, I'm just going for a nice medium sirloin steak and chips. I don't think you can beat a good bit of steak.
Are you having any sauce with that?
No, I go sauceless for my steak.
That's weird.
Controversial, I know. I just don't like to ruin the actual taste of it. I just like it as it is.
I mean, it's not as controversial as mussy peas on a crumpet.
Oh,
yeah, like
calling someone out.
First jab at them.
First jab at our main competition.
Yeah, they've already got a head start on it, so we might as well start landing the blows.
Yeah, we're starting a podcast civil war. Just gonna be jabs on each podcast. We're kicking this off.
I mean, I've already been on that podcast, so
yeah, but you don't need to talk about that, Joe. That's dark times.
Yeah, we don't talk about that podcast.
Joe, we're going to redact that. Every time you say that, it's just going to be redacted.
No, because that's too much effort for me. I tried to do it last episode. It's too much effort.
Yeah.
That was when you had your terrible microphone.
Oh yeah.
And the audio
I've got it here. I've got it here because it's part of my headset, but it's detachable. So I'm literally just holding it now, just spinning it around by the input jack. It's just
like your current one that you got now. Actually, the kind of looks really professional. Here's me just sat with my headphones in, and that's it. You've got like the arm. It's got the little what do you call
boom
it?
arm, shock mount, pop filter, all those nice things to make it crisp and sexy.
I get to get the jabs in because soon I'm going to have that, but without the boom arm. I can't afford it.
Oh, are you going for? You're going for the other one.
Yeah, the one with like the tripod mount.
Yeah. Well, this has a tripod mount somewhere, but it doesn't. You can't fit the shock mount on it or the pop filter. Then.
Okay, and then for dessert, this is basic. I'm going for like 5 scoops of vanilla ice cream, maybe some lemon ice cream in there because you get that broad and it's really nice. And then I know, and then some strawberry sauce, sprinkles, wafers, the sugar cones. Just stick all of that on,
Mm.
and that's a very nice dessert for me.
I would like to
Sounds
point
good.
out you have the choice of every dessert on the planet.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
And
just
you
have
went
vanilla
some
ice
for
cream.
vanilla ice
please.
cream.
Because it's
You
nice.
went for the cream version of that one pop star who ripped off Queen.
Yeah. Like when I go on holiday and there's like, or you go to an ice cream shop and there's all those choices, I'll still pick vanilla.
Oh, when I was in Wales, actually, I had Lotus Biscoff ice cream. That was nice.
I've never had that. I've had blue banana ice cream once.
Mm. But you know those Lotus Biscoff biscuits that you get with like coffee.
Yeah, the good old like caramelly, cinnamony biscuit.
Well, they made a spread, right? And this genius ice cream maker, right? She'd put some of the spread through the ice cream that she'd flavored with the main flavors. So you had like these frozen lumps of just pure biscoffiness. Just
It's real
So-
avant-garde ice cream.
yeah.
So that's my dessert. Do you want to rate it out of 10? No, my whole meal. Do you want to rate it out of 10? I reckon this is going to get a low score.
I mean,
Drink, I kind of ride with, but I
Yeah.
prefer a Coke. Main, I'd have a sauce. Dessert, you're just completely wrong.
I mean,
Like, you have
I'm-
every choice, and you've gone, oh, I'll just have vanilla, please.
yeah.
I might have a
You're
jammy
literally
Dodger as
the
well.
most vanilla person.
I know. I might add the jammy Dodger on as well afterwards, just as a treat before I
Ooh.
die.
Adventurous, aren't we?
A palate cleanser of a jammy Dodger.
Yeah, palate cleanser with jammy Dodger.
Ooh. Shall I go next?
Well, what are you giving out of 10?
Six.
Starter.
No,
Overall
just give the whole
5.
thing. Overall 5 out of 10.
Overall
You give it a
5.
6 just because of the steak.
Alright, I'll get a 5.5 out of 10 then.
Right, I guess it's me next.
Alright.
Starter. I had these. I can't remember where I was, but I was had these really nice halloumi fries, which is like it's a grilled cheese, but then it's also been deep fried, and it was just crispy, cheesy, just slightly rubbery, but it reminded me of a cheese string. It was nice, and they also came with, I think, or that might have been part of the main, but I'm classing it as part of this starter. Special Greek style sausages. They were really nice as well. I'm classing that as a group for a starter.
So
I
how
vibe with that.
much of each are you having? What sort of proportion are you going for?
I'm probably going for a good 5 to 10 of the halloumi fries, and then 2 of the sausages.
Fair enough.
I mean, like, you're on death row. You might as well go, how many do you want? Yes.
Yeah.
Just as many as you can. But
Yeah.
the thing though, you don't want to.
You
don't
don't
want to
want
eat too much for your starter, and then you can't eat the rest.
No, but the thing is, if it's your final meal, have as much as you can, because then you can drag it out as long as possible.
That is a good point.
Unless they've scheduled an execution time, in which case you have to eat before that time. Otherwise, they're just dragging you out there to the fucking block.
Yeah, but let's say you die the day after, so you've got all of that evening to eat it.
Ooh.
Got a whole day to just eat.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's say
Yeah.
you get it at 5 o'clock, and you got until 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but if I was going for like a reasonable size, that's what I'd go for, like the 5 to 10 chips. But as much as I want, basically. And then for the main, I'd probably go for a lamb roast dinner, just like with all the bits and pieces. So
What bits and pieces are you getting?
Well, obviously the lamb with mint sauce and gravy, Yorkshire pudding because you have
Big,
to.
small, like a large one, or like
two medium size. Two medium size. Mashed potato, roast potato, carrots, peas, and broccoli.
How are you having your carrots? Are you going like circles? Are you going chunks?
Batons. Like little stick things.
Interesting.
That's odd.
This is all very important.
It's how we tend to do it as ours.
We normally do circles.
Yeah, well,
How
I mean,
cooked are you having
if
the
I
carrots?
could, I would just go for circles. But my mum always goes, "Oh, just do battens."
I love how this is how great our podcast is. We can have a discussion about how to cook carrots.
Yeah, but yeah,
How cooked are you having the carrots? Like, are you having them like al dente, so they're hard, or are you having them soft?
I don't want them mush, but I don't want them hard.
So
I
just
don't
a
want
nice
them
middle ground.
middle ground, yeah.
Yeah.
And then either broccoli or sweet corn is my third bit of thing. And then just mix the mint sauce in with the mash and with gravy so that it's all just...
How much gravy are you going for? You going like just a amount of gravy, or are you going full like loads of
Well,
gravy?
I whenever I have a roast dinner, gravy all over, man. Gravy all over. And extra
Good
if
choice.
I can
Good
fit
good
it in.
choice. Are you
Yeah.
a
That's
person
like-
who has bread at the end just to soak up the rest of the gravy?
Well, I mean, normally I'd just mix it into whatever mash I have left to try and soak it up, but that is a good idea, that bread. So
Yeah,
probably
it is,
go
yeah.
for a nice loaf of bread, fresh bread.
White or brown?
I prefer white generally, but but brown doesn't do you any harm. And then for dessert, apple crumble, fresh apple crumble with nice, decent amount of sugar mixed in with the crumble, so it's got like a nice crispy, almost caramelized top. Then you get that hit of sweetness within it. It's just lovely, with nice fresh cooking apples, like cooked properly in a... I can't describe it, but like really good apple
Yeah,
crumble.
just bear in mind all these meals will be cooked to like perfection. You're not
Yeah.
going to get like a bad
Yeah.
version of it.
And
It's
then
not like microwave.
Yeah.
Madagascar vanilla custard. Like the sort of stuff that they sell in Marks and Spencer's in the big yogurt tubs.
Someone's
stuff's-
Tory.
No. Well, I mean, I'm not going to discuss my political views on this podcast.
Yeah, we don't need to get political here. It's just
But
Not yet.
Personally, I don't like both parties for different reasons. So, centrist.
Yeah, I love how we go from a conversation about
Food.
Carrots.
to
How to cook
politics.
carrots to what party do you support?
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. That custard, and also just to be on the safe side, on the side, a couple of scoops of vanilla ice cream.
Oh, Joe, how basic of you.
No, not
really?
vanilla.
That's
not
not
vanilla.
basic because he's having it with something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm having
Not
mine with
just by
sauce and
itself.
wafers.
No, but this is like a dish, and then the side of the dish is ice cream. Not the main of the dish is ice cream with sides on it. But yeah, and then haven't done drinks. Just realised haven't done drinks. Right, for drinks, because it's my last meal. I want to go out fucking partying. Let's see.
Bear in mind your drinks will refill if you do finish it. So, I mean, you can have as much as you want, really.
Aspel's Imperial Vintage Cider and variety mix of shots. Just to really...
Just cause.
Just
You are an
because.
alcoholic.
No.
They got to carry you to like.
Yeah, they're gonna have to carry.
execution.
Yeah, they're gonna like stand.
Dragging
They're
him
gonna
along
try and
the
stand
floor.
me against the wall to have me shot, and I'm just gonna be like falling
Falling over.
sideways. Yeah.
So, what are we gonna rate that out of 10, Fiddly?
I give that like an 8 out of 10 because the only thing I don't like is the pudding because I'm not a fan of apple crumble.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. But I'm
Still better
not a
than
fan
yours.
of the crumble.
Still better than yours.
It is better
No.
than yours, Jacob.
This isn't. I would give mine a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but you're weird.
You are weird.
Oh, that's nice. So that gives Joe sort of what, 7.5? So you're doing better than me.
Yeah.
So Finley, what is your final meal going to be?
Here we go. Okay.
Drum roll,
So-
please, fellas.
First off, the drink. I want a quality Malbec.
Ooh,
Nice bottle of Malbec.
wine.
Starter. I'm not normally a starter person, so I'm struggling here.
I mean, if you want, you can go for a double dessert and get rid of your starter.
I'm doing that, yeah. That's me. Main course, the snobbiest thing in the world. I would like a
coq au
beef
vin?
Wellington.
Oh, beef Wellington.
Yeah, I want like the really crispy baked potatoes, some gravy, and some peas.
I saw a cookery program, and there was it was the Great British Menu, so like they get a bunch of chefs from all around the country to do cooking, and one of the guys
Is that the one with Mary Berry?
No,
She moved.
no, it has
What's that one
what's
called?
names? I can't remember. Mary Berry's Stately Homes or something like that. But yeah, this one had Susan Calman presenting it, and there was a Welsh guy named Howell who made a really nice looking beef Wellington, and it was based around like a Harry Potter starter because it was all literature based stuff. But that looks nice.
Love a beef Wellington. I've had it once, and it's still my favourite meal.
Where did you have it, Finley?
Surprisingly enough, in Wales. Because my dad's cousin is like trained as a proper, like, I think, like top-notch chef, and he's cooked for us once, and it was a beef Wellington, and it took like 3 hours, so we ended up eating at like 9:15, and it was the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
But I've only ever had it once. Makes me sad.
Oof.
Now for desserts.
Ooh. Where are you going with this one, Finn?
Main dessert, sticky toffee pudding with vanilla ice cream.
That is
the ultimate combo.
That's a good
There
shout.
seems to be a common theme here with vanilla ice cream, but I'm the only one getting done for it.
Because ours is a side for a pudding. Your pudding
Oh.
isn't strawberry sauce. Your pudding is vanilla ice cream.
Because it's nice.
It's weird.
I feel like you all just want vanilla ice cream for pudding, but you're just putting it with something
No.
else just so you don't get roasted.
No, sticky toffee pudding is like the best pudding for me.
Yeah, sticky toffee pudding is probably a close second for me, with either ice cream or custard.
So,
And
Finley, what about your second dessert?
my second dessert will be like an actual palate cleanser. I think lemon posset.
I've heard that.
I've had it a
Can I
couple
hear
of times.
I think
It's
I can
very
hear
nice.
someone eating.
No, you might have heard me drinking my Diet Coke.
Ooh, shouldn't be throwing those brand names out there, Jacob.
I was drinking my name redacted. So you might have been hearing.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what would you give that out of 10?
Ooh. I'd give it a solid. I'm gonna go with a solid 8. That was a decent.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'll go 8.
So Finley wins. I come second.
I
you
win.
last.
I come last.
I
Best
lost
meal.
by half a point.
I win because I'm definitely not a snob. I grew up on. I can get away with this stuff.
God damn it, Finley! Now I've got to
Finley,
bleep out the place.
Stop naming places. We're not supposed to.
Okay, I
places.
grew up in name brand chav area.
I still got to go through and bleep it out now.
Oh wow!
It's alright when
It's
you mention
fine.
Wales because we don't live there.
Wales is a
Scunthorpe.
big ass fucking place, man.
Exactly. You could have just said because I grew up in England, we would have been fine.
Yeah, well, too late
But I
now.
mean, England does have posh connotations to Americans out there.
Dear
Oh, yeah.
Americans, we're sorry. that
We're
you
not
live
all
in America.
snobs.
You made a bad choice being born in America.
In America.
Yeah. Oh.
One of your most famous landmarks, Lady Liberty, is French.
Yeah.
Although the nation that made the battleship, the only British battleship left, is the literal opposite side of the world. So we're kind of equal on that level.
Yeah. Tumbleweed noises intensify. Anyway.
I think this has been a good episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
enjoyed our discussions today.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to pull this all together.
Hmm.
That
Well,
was
loose
episode
ends.
2. We actually did the thing.
Yeah.
We've started a series.
It's a
Yeah.
series. It's going to keep going for as long as we can.
Next
Or as long
time
as we
we
can be
invade
bothered.
Poland.
Finley, we're
Yeah.
not German.
Oh,
So yeah, just make sure you tune in next week because hopefully we might have even more discussions.
an even
did
better
this week.
mic quality.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, it should be here by then.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Have
Thank you.
fun, people. Thank you for listening. You can't watch this. It's a podcast.
Yeah. Well, you can
on
watch
Spotify.
podcasts.
I mean,
on Spotify, yeah.
If they sort of want to, they can just look at the sort of little picture that comes up, little
Just
sign that says Ramble.
as we talk about stuff, just Google the pictures of like waterfalls, Beef
Welsh
Wellington.
waterfalls.
Yeah, just Google like who we talk about and just look at the food we're
Mm.
suggesting we're gonna eat.
And then look
Yeah.
at pictures of Death Row.
Yeah. The Green Mile.
Yeah,
That film.
an electric chair with a sponge next to it.
Mm.
Well, on
Isn't
that dark note,
Yeah, and on
Thank
that
you.
bombshell, thanks for watching.
Listening.
Yeah, same difference.
goodbye.
Au revoir.